she tells me young AP. It's all in the way that it looks when she tells me ilapa. It's all in the way that I'm feeling my baby. It's just you and me.
It's all in the way that it looks when it tells me Moshavi. It's all in the way that it looks when it tells me Injomba. It's all in the way that I'm feeling Moshari. My baby, just you and me.
Yeah, you're the one I like. A perfect fit, girl, you just my size. Let me summarize. There's something about those thunder thighs. You must be the hottest dream. There ain't nothing that can stop this queen. Pull up to the spot, crop top and jeans. You got me throwing dollar like a slot machine. I'll pay the lobola and make sure your people have plenty left. You're so damn fine, you're a 10. That's no tiger, no NDF. You probably know this over Oshitenya. Maria Sunshine over Mutenya. Script music, Modombako. And top cherry with the top taco. Hey. It's all in the way that it looks when she tells me young AP. It's all in the way that it looks when she tells me ilapa. It's all in the way that I'm feeling my baby. It's just you and me.
It's all in the way that it looks when it tells me Moshavi. It's all in the way that it looks when it tells me Injomba. It's all in the way that I'm feeling Moshari. My baby, just you and me. Give me what I want when I want it. Put it right back when we fall out. Why mashe, injo mashe, unji portion now. Why mashe, injo mashe, unji portion now. They make me dear make God. The way I feel for you, make it stay now. Let me say it on it. Make it stay now. Let me say it on it, say it on it. They make me dear make God. The way I feel for you, the way you stole my heart, you make a go confused.
It's all in the way that it looks when she tells me young AP. It's all in the way that it looks when she tells me ilapa. It's all in the way that I'm feeling my baby. It's just you and me.
It's all in the way that it looks when it tells me Moshavi. It's all in the way that it looks when it tells me Injomba. It's all in the way that I'm feeling Moshari. My baby, just you and me.
Always for the love of local music, Script and Top Cherry with The Way on a Monday morning, 16 minutes past 8. Good morning, welcome to the Morning Mix on Informanté Radio. I am Cubase and I am joined in the studio by Neville this morning. Goeiemorgen, Tate Neville.
Moro, wapentuka?
Wapentuka nou?
No.
Ja.
Ja.
O weekend, hè?
Blauw maandag.
Blauw maandag alweer.
Blauw maandag.
You know, before we rebranded, when our colors were still blue and white, I used to say, you know, we love Blue Mondays here.
Yeah, ne?
Yeah, man, no, Ibo.
No, I mean, before we start off with our sports section, I mean, Sammy and Shines here just came to me now with, I can't believe this.
That's music today, my guy.
Shines came here to me. I don't know how many of our... Good morning to all listeners and all viewers out there outside.
Yes. Good morning, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend.
Yeah. Our first section for the next 10 minutes, obviously from here going forward, will be attributed to sport.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of sports
because
before Maria comes into
before Maria comes into the studio.
Yeah.
So there's a new song now after I'm the GOAT.
I'm the goat. Meh.
I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT.
Yeah.
So somebody came out with now, I'm a cow.
Yeah.
I'm a cow.
And he's
I'm
not
a cow.
Herrero, please.
Yeah. The guys.
It's not just us who love cows.
Anybody who has a social media account and a camera can become an artist now.
These days, yes. And you know the music friendly basically.
It's user friendly.
Yeah, you can basically make a beat on your phone, quickly record yourself, and just put something together, and bam.
So my late father, who was an excellent drummer, there are probably only a few drummers left in the world now, because people
Who are playing
playing
live instruments.
musical live instruments.
Yeah,
It's sad,
yeah, yes.
sad.
But you know, like I think they can still. I mean, if everybody is can create your own little loops and stuff that people can then sample.
Shines was singing the song now. What's the words?
I'm the cow.
I'm the cow. I'm the cow. And what?
Moo.
The cow is bigger and the goat is small.
The cow is bigger than the goat is small. I'm the cow.
The goat is black and the cow is white. So.
The goat is black and the cow is white.
So,
So we came from Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre to
I'm
a
goat.
cow.
I'm a goat and I'm a cow.
Okay, let's get into sport quickly.
Yes. Okay. English Premier League, of course, in full swing. This weekend, of course, they were officially in full swing. Let's just start with some of the matches from Friday.
Yeah.
Norwich at home to Southampton, losing 3-0.
Bad.
Tottenham drawing at home to Manchester United 1-1. Did you watch the match?
I watched the match. It was, I believe it was on Thursday or Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
I watched the match. I was purely satisfied with the draw, hoping. Never mind.
Yeah.
Gaan net aan, asseblief.
Right, and the matches from Saturday, in case you missed them, Watford drawing 1-1 against Leicester City.
That was a good draw for Watford.
Yes. Wolves beating West Ham 2-0 away. Crystal Palace also away at Bournemouth, winning the match 2-0. And then, of course, the other match from Saturday was Arsenal losing the match after going 1-0 up to Brighton 2-1. They were also away.
Was it the only matches for Saturday?
Yeah, that was the Saturday matches.
I remember we were in town doing a bit of shopping, and I saw on my phone Arsenal leading 1-0.
And you were like, the boys are back.
I was like, wow, away game, wow. So I didn't even check who scored. I still don't know up till now who scored for Arsenal. I don't know. Got home, I wanted to start my fire. And because me and Mafro, we were like, okay, let's do this tonight. You and me, we do a little fire. We
sit outside.
What. Ek is besig om die hout te pak. You know, there in the entertainment area to start the fire. Ek kyk so op. 1-1. Wat? Ek is besig, wat. Last minute. 2-1. Ek kyk so nee. I'm so dead with emotions currently about Arsenal that whatever. Maar anyway, gaan aan met jou scores.
Onsmakelijke naweek for sports lovers. Okay, Newcastle, yesterday's matches. Newcastle beat Sheffield United 3-0 at home. Sheffield, the red card gekregen, Yeah, Chelsea also overcoming Aston Villa by 2-1 away.
Good win.
And then, of course, Merseyside derby, Everton at home to Liverpool drawing 0-0.
Wow.
What does that mean for the title race? Because Man City are in action tonight against Burnley.
First, to quickly just touch on the Liverpool-Everton match. I watched the match, sporadically last night. Just checked it here and there. Obviously, I think we all need to get acquainted to watching football with no crowd.
Yeah.
But watching the match last night, it was quite a lackluster performance, I must say, of Liverpool. Shines, maak toch vir Maria oop daar so.
I guess they're also having to find their feet.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was watching Inter Sampdoria, I think. last
Serie
night.
A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the Italians are not doing the crowd ambience.
Huh? Net so.
It's
Doe het stil.
jy hoor al die tekkeltjies. It's like, sorry. It's interesting nog as to watch.
Oh man. But yeah, I think Everton. I think people must not forget that this was a derby match.
Yeah.
This was the equivalent of Real Madrid, Barcelona,
Barcelona.
because it's
Come on, Barcelona.
the Barcelona must, because it's a Merseyside derby.
Yeah.
So Everton wasn't about to just roll over and give the win to Liverpool.
It's never an easy game for the Reds.
It's never an easy game.
Yeah.
They almost lost it at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was hitting the goalpost, and Liverpool was lucky to get away with a draw. So whatever happens, I think this evening was City playing who?
Burnley.
If City wins tonight, then Liverpool has to wait another day.
Yeah.
And another day.
Yeah.
So, but eventually they will win the league.
Yeah, it's almost an inevitability at this point in time. Yeah. All right, shifting our attention to Spain. The matches for this weekend, Friday night, Mallorca and Leganés drawing 1-1. Granada falling to Villarreal. Villarreal has been one of the form sides since the restart. Actually, Villarreal and, I hate to say it, Real Madrid have been the two form sides in Spain.
Yellow Submarine.
Since the restart, yeah. Villarreal overcame Granada 1-0. Barça, Sevilla drawing 0-0 at the Sanchez Pizjuan. A very
Tough game, that one.
tough game, yes.
Tough.
But a lackluster performance from Barça as well.
Yeah, it was a lackluster performance. And
There's no creativity in that midfield. There's no point where you think where you feel like, okay, somebody can get the ball and try and do something, create a killer pass, unless it's Messi on the ball.
So you're still suffering from a Xavi Iniesta and hangover.
Yes, there is still no so if the ball is in the midfield, is sideways, backwards. Yeah, it becomes boring to watch. You need some penetration. But in any case, that was Friday night's matches. On Saturday, Espanyol losing at home to Levante 3-1. Athletic Club Bilbao, one of three clubs to never have been relegated from La Liga. They beat Real Betis at home. Betis are actually struggling with the kind of players that they have. They should be doing a whole lot better, but they are caught in a relegation battle at the moment, I think. Getafe drawing 1-1 at home with Eibar. Atletico de Madrid beating Valladolid 1-0. Joao Felix is really finding his feet in Spain. I think the break was good for him because he came back with a bang. Celta Vigo in probably the best match of the weekend. That was from Sunday's matches. Beat Alaves 6-0 at home.
Wow.
Valencia overcame Osasuna 2-0 at home, and Real Madrid beating Real Sociedad 2-1 away.
Wow.
I hear there was some controversy in the match. After Karim Benzema scored the second goal, I just stopped watching.
Okay.
I switched to
So
Serie
they're
A.
on top of the league now?
Yeah, level on points, but of course they're
Goal
head-to-head.
difference.
No. Barca has a better goal difference, but the head-to-head Real Madrid is leading.
I see.
Because we drew 1-1 at the Nou Camp and we lost, I think, 3-1 at the Bernabeu.
Okay. No, I understand.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening in the Italian league. Like I said, I only watch the thingamabobbies.
Quickly, just to end off, I think the other element is Super Rugby that's in full swing at the moment.
Yes.
I believe New Zealand is the only country who has active rugby at the moment because of...
With the fans, yeah.
Obviously with the fans, with a very low coronavirus cases at the moment.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, Waikato Chiefs played the Auckland Blues. The Blues getting away there with a win again. And then the other game was between the Canterbury Crusaders against the Wellington Hurricanes, the defending champions Crusaders. They got away with a win there. So Super Rugby, there's an element of some excitement there. So I'm just happy that rugby is also back. Yeah.
All right, I think that's enough of a sports update for this morning.
Kom skief, Maria.
I see Neville is still. Actually, neither of us are happy with the sports results for this weekend. So
None of us.
let's just keep it moving.
None of us are happy.
Mora Maria, I see you brought your favorite tea today. Or is it coffee?
Nee, Maria drinking tea.
I'm always happy when you guys stop
She
being
drinks
boring.
coffee. Huh?
I'm just happy when you guys stop being boring.
Come on, we stop being.
What is just like
No, sports is not
Very exciting.
boring.
It's very
It's stressful.
not
But-
all sports, just
It's very exciting.
sorry.
Like
guys.
what?
Which
sport?
What sports? Yeah, which sports do you watch?
No. What if you
I
would
can
have to
I can watch I like tennis.
Ne?
Actually, I can watch tennis. I actually even enjoy rugby now. I mean,
Okay.
I won't watch it alone. I'm gonna watch it alone, but I can sit there and watch it. I even and I like golf. It's a slow one. It's slow, but
I never liked. I still don't like watching golf.
and then I like race cars. You know, something with speed and action,
Adrenaline.
adrenaline. But
racing cars? No, I agree with you there, Maria. Formula One grew on me.
yeah,
I think in the last 5 years. Anything it's like you say, anything that has to do with speed, I would go for. And that is why I like soccer, rugby, because there's speed,
tennis has
and
some action.
attacking,
Yes.
and but golf,
no, golf for me as well is. I think it's more because I played, so it's not
When
all
did
the
you
time.
start playing golf?
Years ago.
Ne?
Yeah, I play golf.
Part of this Tiger Woods phenomenon of
No,
black people start
no,
eating
no,
balls.
not-
I know that's where it started.
You guys don't want to know
When
my.
Tiger
my-
Woods won his first Masters title years ago, I remember Dese Goede, Desmond Amuniela, Lazarus Jacobs, all these bourgeois wambeltjies, ne?
Al het kan maar beginnen golf
They
spelen.
started all playing golf, and Lazarus would
By
take
the
me
club and
the clubs. They would invite me to the country club.
Ja.
Kom eens gaan speel golf. Ek sê, luister, this is some boring crap. Daar staan die mannen kan maar daar.
It's actually not as easy. Yeah, but I'm also not a professional.
It truly is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, not at all. There's
I
no
used to think, yeah,
swing
es
for
was
the-
net, jy moet net daar staan in die polletjies slaan. Like,
I
hey,
missed it a few times. I said, that's nonsense.
There's a swing.
no, I will tell you that story off air.
So you guys had good football weekend, apart from Arsenal fans. Real Madrid.
Kan
had
ons
a-
net aangaan met COVID-19 or fish rot or what? Are there not any other news that you can come and discuss here?
Come on.
Yeah.
So
I thought you said you don't want to talk about
Yeah,
sports, Maria.
yeah.
What is this now?
What is this? What is this?
Like I get to poke him.
Yes. It's been depressing, Maria.
He's sensitive about two things: Arsenal and Armas.
Yeah.
Armasa.
Not Armas, Amos. Sorry.
Oh, Amos.
I
I spoke to Amos on, I think it was on Thursday.
Wat say me, bra?
Nee, Amos is nah.
Yeah.
Amos is fine. Amos, can we address this issue?
Let's address the issue.
Okay.
Are you finally ready?
Nee, ek is moeg.
Is jy
Now
gereed
it's
nou?
hanging
Net
over
soos
your
Maria
head.
moeg is oor to being associated with fish rot.
Yes.
And James had to Kulupi that she stopped dating 5 years ago. And there are pictures of Maria on social
It says
media.
stop
Let's get it over and done with.
When Maria was a white girl.
When Maria was a
When I
white
was
girl,
a white girl. Oh my god.
there's pictures of Maria on
Namibian.
social media with James
Oh my gosh.
and Tate Mike.
Dat
Please give a proper disclaimer. Die mense sal die nuus vat.
En
Wat
No.
nie waar is nie.
No, but there's this picture of Maria. No, sorry.
anyone with eyes can see that is not Maria.
Okay, all right.
No, there's this picture of this air hostess with James on the left and Tate Mike on the right, and this chick in the middle. You can clearly see it's a
The
white
Emirates.
woman, and she's a United what?
Fly
Emirates Airlines what?
Air hostess.
Air hostess. And the story on social media is this is Maria during her fish rot days. Ne?
Dag,
Ja,
Maria.
die mense ne.
So
Julle kan
that
klomp-
fish rod money even made you white.
Ja,
I
mense.
don't understand because it looks nothing like, right?
Yeah, no,
Or
it
is
doesn't
just
look anything
me?
like you.
It's a white woman But I guess whatever is fun.
But yeah, you see, in Maria, I believe you keep on addressing or you're being called out on social media every time on this issue.
Yeah.
Issue.
No, actually, I think there's even, I'm being called now Fish Rod Bay.
Are you Fish Rod Bay now?
I'm Fish Rod. Well.
Oh, so that was you.
Not. Well, there's a section on Twitter. There's a nasty section on Twitter. I call them blocked Twitter because they're all blocked. But they're nasty nonetheless. They're nasty people, just a bunch of them, right? And I think it deteriorated. It started as, I mean, I don't want to go into too many details because this is actually going to court. But it started as, first I was a Fish Rod Bay. And by the midday, I was a Fish Rod side chick.
Fish Rod side chick.
And by evening, I was Fish Rod mistress. So I'm like, did I hop?
From one to the other?
From a non-married to in a relationship to a married, I don't know. Or I don't know. But I guess whatever is fun and whatever you want to take at my expense. And then unfortunately they throw in the feminists on Twitter and say, yeah, why don't you call her out? And you guys are hypocrites. Why aren't you calling her out? Now, this is what people don't seem to understand. The minute, if you're going to take, if I have to carry some of the, okay, just by the way, I'm not under investigation. I haven't done anything wrong. ACC is never looking into me. I'm willing to cooperate if that's what it is.
Yeah, but you got a handbag.
Foot sec.
You said it. You said it on the show.
What?
You said it on the show.
No, I'm saying, obviously, this is what I'm trying to say. It's like James was not unemployed.
Yeah.
Okay? James was an MD of Investec.
Yeah.
James was also outside the Fish Rod a businessman. I'm talking about a legitimate. So there's lines to be drawn there. But anyway, that's not the point. That's not the point. I don't have assets. I don't have assets that were purchased by James. But in any event. No.
Unless they consider the handbag an asset.
A handbag.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, but the point I'm making is when you want the blame to be apportioned to me, ultimately what you do is you take the responsibility away from the person
who actually committed the crime.
So you're saying, yeah, he didn't. You should also, we should also apportion some of the blame, as if I knew. I didn't know any of this, obviously. I found out when the rest of the country found out. And by then we had long broken up, meaning he had long moved on with other people in his life. I understand he's got a fiance right now.
And I do believe you because and it's one of the discussions that you missed on Friday when we had about some of the stuff that men keep away from women. And a man's business dealings is really one of the things that a man prefers to keep away from.
Exactly. And not only that, he's like a typical Kwanyama. Like, you wouldn't know anything.
Yep.
And just to add to it, I think sometimes people also, of course they kept a lot of things away. That's why only men are in jail now. Only men. I have not heard of a woman. I wouldn't have said I really have a very strong no corruption stance. This is just a very principled thing. And I'm not impressed by managers, by the way. I walked away from James while he had money. So
Jay's dumb, man.
Hello, Neville J, you're Slim J. We were supposed to talk about Amos, and you turned it into a fish rod discussion.
No, but it needs to be yes. But I saw the psychology. But we'll get there. But it needs to be addressed anyway. You cannot.
We were doing well with this discussion.
You cannot apportion blame by if it was a sexually transmitted disease.
Yeah.
Monday mornings on the morning mix.
Yeah, it's our story.
They take this stuff. This is the problem. We joke about it, and I know your humor. But a lot of people don't know the humor, unfortunately. So when you say like, it's a joke. But for the next person watching in, and it has been on crazy on social media where I'm getting really unwarranted attacks. So,
Maria, just a question. Why don't you just quit social media for a while?
No, because first of all, you're not going to scare me off social media. The reason I do what I do, my activism, is because I have nothing to hide. Okay? I'm able to speak for a lot of women because they cannot, because maybe they've got nudes or sex tapes or some scandal.
They're afraid something is going to pop up.
Something, or sleeping with a married man that people can use against them, whatever. I don't have those fears. I have none of those fears. So that's why
So you're willing to own up to this married man you've slept with?
Yes, if there are plenty of it. If I slept with your father, let me know. Anyway.
I've never known my father in my life.
The whole time my father is with Maria.
So I try and teach girls. I said, look, if you can I use the word vagina here?
You have used it before.
All right. If you're going to be concerned about what men think you do with your vagina, you're gonna have a very hard time, because ultimately slut shaming is what it is. You don't have. A woman doesn't have to sleep with a married man to be accused of sleeping with a married man. I remember in grade 11, I was in town with my biological father. He's white, obviously. And I was like, we'll check Maria with her sugar daddy. It's our lived experience. From the time you are old enough to be attractive to men, you get slut shamed. It's just what it is. Now, obviously, when you're younger, it depresses you and it hits you differently, and you have sleepless nights about it. Some people even hang themselves about it because of respectability politics. You don't want people to say things about you. But I think the older you get, the less you care about it. Like, so what if you think I slept with the whole country? So what if you think I slept with every married man? So what? I don't care. Like, what does that? It's not attached to my self-worth and how I see you. And it's just unfortunate, because that's the one thing I can't prove. If you said I slept with Neville, I can't prove that I didn't. I can't prove. If Neville went around telling people now he slept with me, I can't prove that I didn't. It's literally his word against mine, and he's most likely to be believed than I am. That's just the reality of being a woman. So, like, women just...
I have never had sexual relations with Maria.
That woman?
No, she doesn't even have a name. That woman from the Informanté. Why would I want to have any, even if you did it, why would I want to have sexual relations with her? Why? I love my wife. You know, when we bring a report like that, if you want to justify, if you want to deny, they say men deny so much it's a new language to us.
With conviction, my friend.
With conviction, you can lie.
Yeah.
So kom ons gaan aan met
Amos, let's clear this one now.
Yeah, what is Amos' story now?
This guys, come on, man. There's no story to this unless charges are really brought against Amos.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's the story here. So I believe...
What are the charges?
There are no charges. It's just speculation at the moment.
There are speculation that, yes, Amos got I believe there was a government tender out there. Not a government tender, but I believe...
It's the speed traps, most.
The speed trap.
Those yellow poles along
machinery,
the road.
That's what nie werk nie.
Machine, but it's apparently not gazetted yet. And that has got nothing to do with Amos at the moment.
All right.
So as a result, it's out there in the public. I believe if Amos was as guilty as they say he is, he should have been arrested already. So I don't know. I have no idea whether there's an investigation ongoing or whatever. So if there is an investigation going on, then let them come forward, you know, with the evidence. But I've always known Amos as a very reputable guy, reputable businessman. And yes, except for the fact that he's a friend and he's a brother, I obviously believe in his innocence at this moment in time. So unless it's proven otherwise, but for now,
why are you so protective over him?
I'm not protective over Amos.
Yes, it's not. I don't think it's a
No.
Amos
Like,
is a nice. First of all,
yes, Amos is nice. Neville is not even that protective over Lazarus Jacobs.
Lazarus
That's
is
his
a
beste
yellow
braai. You see.
no,
Yeah.
I kind of get what if you know Amos, he's just. I would never go as far as saying, look, I would never go as far as saying somebody's innocent in business. I've because I know now, like sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah.
But I think with Amos, it's just because he is just a wholesomely good person.
Yeah.
Like it becomes difficult to see him in any other light, and I think that's where Neville is. Am I wrong? Or
I hope Lazarus gets implicated in Fishrod. I want to get rid of this friendship. Ek is moeg. Yeah. Yeah, there are stories that my brother is part of Fishrod. Ek is moeg, want ek het nie geld gekry nie.
Julle tweeetjies het mos mekaar getoer. Nobody's going anywhere. We are stuck with each other. All right. Just one thing I want to touch on real quick, right? I guess the authorities have been, I don't know if I should say they've been doing a good job, but they've really been clamping down on hate speech, especially on social media. This is a report from the Informanté News. You can go check out the full story on the Facebook page once the show is done. Let me just read from the report. The news is tightening around people who make themselves guilty of making careless utterances on social media that incite hate and violence between various ethnic groupings of the Namibian nation. In the latest case, a teacher from Schmellenville Combined School, El Kampale, from Batani, was placed in custody hours after he threatened and insulted the Nama people with extreme violence. In an earlier incident about 2 weeks ago, of course, we know about Corinne Steenkamp, a teacher from Walvis Bay, who was summarily fired from her position at the Hillside Christian Academy in Walvis Bay after she made racist remarks in a rant on social media as well. All right. I guess there's nothing to say to those who are saying no, but you know, what about tribalism? We're only focusing on racism. Because this was tribalist more than racist, I guess. What is the difference anyway?
It was a tribalist remark.
Tribalist.
Yeah.
It was a tribalist remark, but it doesn't make it any better than racism,
Of course.
as far as I'm concerned.
Of course, yes.
My only issue here was that I'm glad he got arrested. Just by the way, I think you should face the music. If you're going to be a tribalist, there are consequences. You should face them. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with the fact that the racist wasn't arrested.
Is it not yet?
Well, I mean,
they
they moved with such
very
haste and
fast
speed to arrest the tribalist, which is great. I feel that that's the speed you should be.
But that should also be applied.
But
when
like,
it's
let's
racist
apply
remarks.
to everybody.
Yeah.
If you make a racist remark or you make a tribalist remark, the state arrests you. This lady, there was time. She gave apologies, or she had time to read her apology. She's got disciplinary hearing, and then eventually it's just and then only the state made a case against her, I think days later, but we have not heard of an arrest per se. And I just feel like good and well, but let's deal with them with the same manner, with the same energy, and with the same consequences.
But you know, jail is not for white people, miss.
That's
Lester,
tribalist. That's racist.
That's racist. And we haven't drank our national reconciliation pills today. Those blue, red, and green pills. So don't come with such statements. You just put us in another flat spin. But yeah, like Maria says, I think there needs to be consistency when it comes to the law. As much as this Kampale guy, who I feel, again, you know, who operated as a teacher in an area that's predominantly, I believe, you know, Nama people to come up with
And
he's a teacher.
Like the other lady.
Like the other lady who was teaching 70% black children in Walfish Bay. Okay? How this woman hasn't been arrested yet, as much as she gave a little askies, I'm sorry, whatever. It's nonsense.
And that's another one, by the way, the one with the pills as well. Again, no case against her.
Yeah.
The one that
threatened
said
the president
must be killed
Yes,
and
yes,
whatever.
I remember, yes.
Again, so I feel like, I don't feel like we're portioning responsibility evenly. And that for me is not right.
And then again, it's 2020, guys. How do we still have teachers with such horrible grammar? How? Like, what are
That
these
Kampale guy.
Yeah, what
saw
are,
his-
what are these guys teaching our kids? Like,
I is. Come to I.
instead of head as in HAD, he's writing herd as in HEARD. which is like two completely different things.
Yeah. And I think somebody's saying like the one wasn't arrested because she didn't threaten lives, but there was one that did also threaten the president's life.
Yes.
Said the president
That
should be
Isaac's woman.
killed. The Isaac's
Yes.
woman. She also wasn't arrested. So.
But that one gave a groveling apology.
Answarini.
That helps, Maria.
Answarini.
If you tell people that you are bipolar and that you were drunk, okay,
on drugs and whatever else.
and I was on drugs, and you know what? And the actual reason is because it's the Chinese that made me do this. You know, my hatred towards the Chinese people. That's why she did it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've seen a few posts of this Isaac's woman, and she was so sorry what
I
she
mean,
said.
she showed us her doctor's prescription.
Yeah.
But in any
In
event,
retrospect.
I think
Everybody is sorry after they
yeah,
get caught.
I think we should live in a society where we deal with all bigotry, all of it.
While we're talking on teachers, maybe we should also mention that the return to schools for thousands of children in the junior primary segment was put on hold until further notice. Of course, in anticipation of the national announcement about the COVID-19 situation to be made by President Hage Gottfried Geigenkop on Monday afternoon, later today.
And just by the way, I have an issue with that because initially the ministry put out, the Ministry of Education put out a post that the kids will be returning to school, and sometime in the afternoon put out another statement saying they will not be returning to school. But obviously poor communication, because I've heard that kids were seen today, this morning, walking to school.
I hope, man.
Yeah, the people in Texas said they saw
Their kids
kids
walking to school.
walking to school. So clearly the information did not reach.
But then,
all
like,
parents.
that is, if schools are supposed to be opening today, how are you trying to only by Friday, Saturday to inform the parents that no, we're putting it on hold? It's not like we're all sitting in front of the news, or like it's easy to miss that kind of information and just send your kids to school.
Exactly. I mean, there were kids already in hostels, by the way.
Yeah.
The parents had already taken their kids to the hostels, and I don't think people also realize like there is a monetary aspect to this as well.
Yes.
I mean, we already struggling.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
really are.
Yeah.
The parents then make efforts to get money to take their kids to hostels, and obviously you have to leave the kids there with all the necessities like food and toiletries and all that stuff, and you leave them there, and you get home, and then you're told, sorry,
Come get your kids. It's like, what do you mean?
okay, they told them, well, the statement said you didn't have to come and get them yet, but
Yeah.
you know you're going to have to come and get them, you know.
It's like, ek is al klaar, ander kan go babas op die plas. Hoe moet ek nou weer hy kinders kom haal?
Yeah.
So it's up to grade 3 that's affected by this ruling.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe that is.
They-
that's-
they
Well,
were
they were the next ones to
Yeah.
go
yeah, they
back
were
to
the next
school,
one.
yeah.
So,
back to school,
so-
yeah.
yeah, and guys, I think all of us are sitting here waiting, with bated breath as to what Agaba will be saying this afternoon at 2:00. So there's obviously again speculation. I think the surge in cases that we had in the last 24 hours, when I woke up yesterday morning to see 9 new cases. I mean, I think for me that was the most in one batch that has ever been announced. I'm not too sure about that. But for us to stand at a total of 55 now, it remains to be seen exactly what the president might be saying this afternoon.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to the Irongo region, I don't have much hope at this moment in time. But then again, the economy of the Irongo region at the moment is on its knees at the
Yeah.
moment. So, yeah.
I don't foresee good news.
Yeah.
I don't think the rest of the country will necessarily go into lockdown, but
Yeah.
definitely I foresee, this is just my prediction, I foresee stricter controls even here for all of us. And maybe not an alcohol ban, I don't know, could be. But
Asseblief.
if
Asseblief,
you're
Maria.
not sure,
Can you
gaan
just
stock up.
Yeah,
Is
asseblief.
my
Can
only
you not
advice.
put words in people's mouths?
Ideas in people's
Ideas at this hour. Just continue with the rest of your discussion.
So I don't know about the alcohol, but I do foresee it is, and I mean after that 77 incident, there is really fears, and the police, the top police officers are all in quarantine now. It could be in our amidst us as well, and we're not fully aware of it. So the fact, I'm just going off of the fact that they stopped kids from going to school for now, and the fact that information came in last minute, to the point that the Ministry of Education was scrambling last minute to put out a statement, tells me that today it kind of already prepares me mentally for what we can expect today at 2:00 at State House. And let's brace ourselves. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be good news. But I think you're entertained by comments. So what's that about?
Yeah.
Now I'm checking. I'm busy reading here.
No, read your comments.
Here and there. Kom ons begin, Baso. Hey, we have a troll this morning. Kom ons begin met jou. Mr. Are you Mr. or Mrs.? Mr. Montero Georgiano? Even your name is spelled wrong. Well, the comment says, you must respect teachers, moron. Your station must be suspended. Yours is just to negatively criticize, but you can't suggest anything. All right? Guys want to chew on that?
I don't, because I feel like everybody, we're in a democracy. If I, for example, when a station is irritating me, I switch on to the next one. I don't stay in, let this anger fester.
That's what Josephson is asking them. Why are you listening to negativity?
There's choices, and especially when you have to go to Facebook and you're not required. So I just want to let the brother know.
What's his name again?
Montero.
Yeah.
Montero, we appreciate you joining us this morning, and of course we appreciate your comment as well. It has been duly noted. I don't appreciate you calling me a moron, though. I can call you something much worse, but I will not, because my job is on the line.
It sounds like it could be your family from Angola.
It's not even saying.
Huh? Is that Chibundu?
People from Angola are mean. We don't call people words like that.
Isabella Cornella McDonald Smith, pray for us in the Erongo region. People are suffering.
Yeah.
We are definitely with you in solidarity, yes.
No, for sure. And in prayer.
Yes. Kanjero Z-Man, anyone with racism or creating tribalism within our country, if they are not from Namibia, they should return back to their countries and never come back. If they are from our country, they should face charges and jail for more than 10 years.
We do need to. It's a social ill, and we do need to address it.
Yeah.
Bro, just suspend yourself because you are not belong here. Oh, okay. Avengers assemble.
Minions.
Makwa and Makwa. Ministry of Education made announcement very late. They're supposed to announce that cancellation at least some days in advance, not hours.
Yeah.
I think the letter came out yesterday.
Yesterday afternoon.
5 o'clock.
Yesterday around 5
6 o'clock. That's the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Israel Tate Makamba. These are people who opted for teaching for money, a disgrace to the teaching fraternity. Okay. Good morning, crew. Good morning. So, Tate Neville did not take his blue pills today, from Martin Emutoni. Your reconciliation, what did you call it? Camille de Waal. I think the lady wasn't arrested because she didn't threaten to kill anyone, but yeah, it feels like she was given more rights. Right? Danki Gauses. Teachers need psychotherapy every now and then. Most of them get out of hand. Currently, the tribalist accused teachers die mense word mal. Okay, Simon Amushira, people that is good from far is different when you know them. What giggel julle? So I also want to giggle.
Gaan net aan die comments.
Linda Kapukwa, Neville, you are naughty. He's your bra.
Vino. Seker Lazarus.
Either Lazarus or Amos is one of the two.
I think it's about Lazarus.
Lazarus is hele jeppe. Yeah.
Tribalism is prohibited.
What?
Tribalism is prohibited.
Maria Ileka likes Neville.
Yeah, of course. These are my brothers. This is my family.
Yeah, we like each other.
Yeah. We actually do like each other.
Yeah,
yeah, but we fight.
Kanjeko said, man,
fight.
I will never have sexual relations with a married woman, and if I find a lady without her ring on and I go with her, and after all she's married, that's a rape case, meaning she raped me.
Okay.
Why weren't you wearing your ring? Oh, Mukuraj. Gertrude Mwahi, Maria, you are a strong woman, and I like that. And I'm sure the most people criticize our women as if this man could have come to them. They will say no.
There's knowing and not knowing, obviously. I mean, I wasn't with him for anything else. I was in him because I was in a relationship with him. Obviously, I didn't know what's going on. I think if I came here to defend him now, that's inexcusable. You cannot defend corruption. But yeah, we live and we learn.
Yeah. Raymond Basson, Maria will be a big Man United fan as soon as you guys teach her the rules of the game. She already has the Man United hoodies in her closet, courtesy of all the Man United exes.
That's a one ex, but thank you very much.
So you are into Man United fans?
No, I had one ex, and he's in jail, and he's a Man United.
Yes. Lost of Maria hier like
Jealous, erg jealous.
But I'm willing to gather Liverpool and anything else. I don't discriminate.
Thank you.
What is okay? Wacht. Let me see. What was that?
But Maria, I would appreciate if you date somebody who's an Arsenal supporter.
Look, it's not like it's a first date question. What is your soccer team? Ekwarini.
Okay.
You understand?
No.
I have other questions I want to ask.
Yeah.
Not soccer.
Not
It's
soccer.
like the least. For me, it's like, have you raped? Do you have a conviction? Are you wanted? Have you like that stuff? Not.
Did you earn your money?
Did you earn? Yes, I should add that one now. Is your money really yours?
But Maria, I think at your age now, at the age of 35, I think it's important for any woman to know what is a man's stature, what's his way forward in life,
What is your plan?
what's your position going forward, because I think it's a travesty for any woman now to date a man who has no future, who doesn't show any level of substance or ambition. Yeah, that's the correct word.
But what is ambition? What does it look like?
Phew. I wouldn't be dating a broke man. I think if I was a woman, I'm 35 years old and I need to get into the
I was
dating.
just about to say something.
Yeah. There's no way that I'm going to get into a relationship.
Date or a relationship, yeah.
You know what? I think at 35, perhaps, I don't think that you just look for sex now. I just want to have a guy to
No,
have a
definitely
casual
not.
relationship
You're
with.
looking for connections.
Anybody who steps to you now, it must be a guy of substance, a guy who's got.
So a connection is meaningless without money.
I don't agree with that necessarily.
Yeah.
I feel like look, I have a
I'm
job. I
just
have a job.
trying to find
Yeah,
out.
I have a job. I expect you to have a job at least.
Yes,
You know what?
at
You
least
must have
there
a
you go.
stream.
That much
You have a-
ambition you must
yes,
at least have.
There you go.
Yes.
Must have a
There
job.
has to be a steady stream, and not for anything else. I don't even need you to be about. I just need us to match somewhere. And I think it's part of growing up. It's part of those responsibilities. I don't need you to be asking me to pay your bills.
Come on.
Hopefully, I'm not.
Maria,
I'm not
bedankt of
asking
my
you to
hier,
pay
man.
my bills.
Maria.
My
But
landlord is here, man. Please send me $2,000.
Die water is af. Gesnee. No, like we're not doing that at 35.
Pay you back.
But it does become, I must say, it does become harder to date the older you get, and not just because of, like, obviously, like I said, if you've been single for a long time, you're able to take care of yourself, that's not the problem. It's because it's all these other elements you're looking at as well. Like, how will you fit into the family dynamics? For example, I'm a
There you
mother
go.
of twins. And then obviously my advocacy, do you have anything that
Is that going to work for you?
is that going to work
Yeah.
for me or not? Like, I'm quite vocal, you know. it's a lot of things to consider, and I think that's why I think I'm okay being by myself for the most part. It doesn't bother me.
Ai, Maria, hoop asseblief.
Jy ken mos.
Nee, no
I know
man,
it's not what you want for
no
me, but
human being can stay by him or
I'm not.
herself.
No, I'm not saying I
Actually,
want.
some people prefer being by themselves. Never.
I'm not saying this is how I foresee my life in like 10
Nah.
years time. Eventually, obviously, I would like a solid partnership. I'm just saying right now it doesn't really bother me, if that makes any sense. I'm okay. I really am.
Nah.
And if you look at the crop of men we have to choose from in Namibia anyway, there's nothing to write home
asseblief.
about. Jammer vir julle,
Neria,
but
please
there's
stop talking about
nothing to
Namibian.
write home about. Nothing.
You are looking at the wrong places.
Soos waar.
You need to
Waar
come
moet
to
ek-
church with me. That's klop manne wat who can lay
Those are the
hands on
worst
you.
ones.
Man of God, I will put my hand on. By the way, speaking of that, Barnett, something. The comment has disappeared now, but hy het gesê, jy mag nie die naam van die Here jou God. I can't remember the exact statement. My Afrikaans is not that good.
Nou, hoe
Basically,
sê
you may not use it in vain.
Yeah, now who said what now?
Jy het miskien gesê Here.
Kom maar, add me to your WhatsApp group. Ek het dit reg goed.
Ja.
Nee.
Add me to your WhatsApp.
Kom maar, Maria, please add me to your WhatsApp group.
Do you have a
Your
WhatsApp group?
I don't know. Oh, he said, no, sorry, he didn't say group, he said WhatsApp. I don't add people on WhatsApp.
Good morning, Mr. Neville, and the tallest Herero guy.
Mure.
Are you guys generally short?
No.
No, I don't think
We
so.
are generally tall, ja.
Tall.
En as jy lekker beesvlees geëet het, as jy vet ook. Johan van Wyk, I believe what he is saying is Here and not Here. Please don't be so sensitive on social media.
You know what?
Yes.
As much as I grew up Christian, I like trolling people who just are extremely religious. You can't step out of line with certain people who are extremely religious. I love poking at them. So come back with another so-called trolling comment about don't use the Lord's name in vain. Of course, I know who my Redeemer is out there. Can speel fair.
Okay, Glenda Bailey. I could not agree more with Maria. Sterk wees, big girl, panties needed. Raymond Basson, rather be alone than unhappy.
Yes, amen. Preach,
Yes.
brother.
Hey, Raymond Khanji, we didn't ask your opinion.
Maria,
Let's
please
try
add
it
me
out.
to your WhatsApp. Yeah, Maria, add all of us to your WhatsApp. What's a good as this? My Walfish Bay, hopefully we have seen the era of ignoring lockdown regulations from Helmut van Wyk.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Your community needs to talk. Need to talk to each other.
And let's not just hold Walfish Bay accountable. We know here in
Yeah.
Windhoek is also
Yeah.
nobody is taking regulations seriously.
Yes.
Nobody.
I spoke to, I think it was a Saturday night, my wife's sister stays in Walfish Bay. And we were speaking to them. We haven't seen them in months. I think it was December was the last time in February was the last time that we saw them. And we genuinely spoke on Saturday and I said, guys, we don't know when we will ever see you guys again. We don't know. We just don't know because
It's woes.
as woes.
Kenny would
It's
have
the epicenter now.
All right, Neville, just hold on to this one. It's from Erwin Kaurere. He says, Neville, let's define broke. How broke is broke? But before you answer that, I want to get to this one. Joel Dashing Joe Nampuli. The lockdown in our region is hopeless. It doesn't help anything. Things break our economy and finalize the crisis. You can't lock down people while you're not doing anything about the current situation. Why are you putting them on lockdown? Erongo, that is supposed to be on lockdown, is the one that is even getting higher cases. The president accused the people in Erongo region for negligent behavior, but it's not true. It's his hopeless government deploying the army to beat poor blacks in the location than to guard the quarantine places so people don't walk out and do something about like the truck drivers, for instance, and so on, etc., etc.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. I heard some similar complaints about the fact that they currently don't have enough self-isolation facilities in the coast, and that it seems like even if you test positive, you have to go home because they don't have enough beds.
Yeah, so
which is
quarantine my days,
disastrous if it's true. I mean, I was listening to Knowledge Ipinye this morning, and that's what he was saying. I'm not able to confirm myself, but that's what he said, and I just thought to myself, if that's what he says, then it's a problem. Sorry, can I ask who is Joseph Nanyemba?
Josephson.
No,
Yes, Josephson.
yeah, who's Josephson Nanyemba?
He's one of our regular listeners.
Okay, like Josephson, I don't know. Like I get a sense of passive aggressiveness from you.
What now?
Come on. Do you guys need to talk?
Do we have an issue? I just want to understand.
What did the guy say?
He's always just
Taking pot shots.
Yes, taking pot shots, and I don't.
Taking pot shots at you?
At me, yes. And like a lot of times, I'm reading comments, and I see it. He takes pot, and I ignore it for the most part. But it's getting to a point where I don't know. Do we need to address something? List your list of complaints, and now.
Joseph Nanyemba.
Maria, I used to respect you so much, but how you talk bad about Namibian men? That's one of his comments this morning. Come on, yawn. Yes, you come to pot shots because you're yawning in people's...
My brother is Namibian, my family is Namibian. So when I take pot shots, it's a collective, and you know why. Okay, when our stats look the way they are, there's a collective responsibility.
But acknowledge those of us who are trying, at least.
That's not how it works.
Hello.
Come on, Maria, there are 7 of us who have been doing really good this year.
A whole 7 of you.
I have an issue with you, Maria.
Yeah.
I have an issue with you. Talking about it. None of us, as we sit here, me, Cubase, Shines, no, not Shines, say Yele Yepa, Semi, Dirkas, Kaufi, you did not send one Happy Father's Day message to any one of us.
It's true.
Is that basically what you decided now?
No, I think they're good fathers. I actually happen to think you're a good father, just by the way.
Thank you,
That's never
Maria.
been a secret. So happy belated Father's Day. I forgot because actually we in our household we celebrate Father's Day on a different day. The Portuguese one is different.
Oh,
so they have a different day for Father's Day. It was last month.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So
what eat julle? Like Portuguese rolls?
No, the
Nando's
kids, because the
chicken.
dad's not here. The kids go on Skype and they talk to their dad for
Nando's
like a good
cookies.
period of time. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't register it. And obviously my own father is late. So I don't have to remember stuff like that. But yeah, happy Father's Day, man.
Gulo came in for you.
Nah.
Ngulo came in for you. Leave the woman alone.
Thank you, Ngolo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Nanyemba, I shall wait for your list of complaints because we need to resolve whatever burning tension there is, all right?
Is he also from Blog Twitter?
He could. You know what? He actually could be. I didn't
I'll
consider-
go find you on Facebook in the morning.
Show.
He's asking me, he asked me a question there. I saw he's asking me, Neville, February of which year?
But
I
you
don't
did
get
that.
it.
I
When
said,
you last saw your family.
Yeah, February of which year?
This year.
It was this year, 2020.
Fanuel Kwedi. But guys, ambition is defined as having or showing a strong desire and determination to succeed in the near future. So even if you are not there now, you should be doing something to get you there. You can be broke today, but you got your qualification. Does that mean you shouldn't date?
Yeah.
Now, to add to that comment, you probably watched the movie Acrimony. What is this American
Who's the director?
filmmaker? Yeah.
My wife tried to get me to watch that movie.
Why
for
did I get
months and
married?
months. Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Tyler Perry.
Oh, no.
Tyler Perry movie.
Not my
You
cup of
no, Maria, you would like it. This woman, she dates this broke guy for a very long time, and she invests money in him constantly. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but I know you're gonna like this one. She keeps on spending money on this guy, and this guy just he has this dream. This entrepreneurial dream that keeps on failing. She even put up the family home to assist him in his dream. They lost the home. This guy came back with a bang after they divorced. He came back and became a multi-millionaire. Came back, bought her house back, and she felt like, I let you go too early. So his life moved. Nah, man, I don't want to tell you the story.
All right, so what's
Go watch the thing.
movie.
But it's a very
So what
rare
is-
scenario that you're even in that movie.
It is a rare scenario, but you know what? Watching it, it's like almost like if you would ask a woman that, okay, when is a good time to let go? And if you watch a movie
I
like
think if I
that,
have to put my house on.
On sale for
On
you.
sale,
Then this
we have a
relationship
bit-
is
yeah, then
really
we
going in
have
the
a
wrong
bit
direction.
of
that is
a
always
but I get the sensitivity. I think
But that
the bashing, the broke man bashing is, I think, a particularly sensitive issue because we already know our social economy setup. Like a lot of people are below the poverty line, and
Poverty
also
line, yeah.
we have a high unemployment rate. Some people they're not unemployed because they. I feel for people that are unemployed that
No, true.
genuinely
They're graduates
that
who are sitting at home without jobs.
graduates
Yeah.
sitting at home that
No,
feel
true.
worthless, and it plays on your psychology because you start feeling like, especially with a man, our patriarchy, your masculinity is attached to you being able to provide for your mother, for your family, for your siblings, for whatever. And when you come out of university and you're sitting at home without a job because the economy there's no intake and you've been trying, it really just, first of all, it hits on your manhood, and then there's the ego, and then there's everything, and then there's mental health issues, with depression, and some people commit suicide, unfortunate. So I get the sensitivity, and then society tells you, well, if you're broke, you're worthless, right? Because that seems to be the messaging on social media now, like, go for a rich guy, I'm never dating a broke guy, and whatever. So the messaging adds on to that mindset. You understand? It doesn't help us. So what I say is, like, women there's so much power. Try to get your own. Like, there's so much power in that.
I agree.
Getting your own, to say, like, to have that satisfaction of coming home and thinking, this is mine. Like, I worked for it. It's mine. I don't have to be stressed at the end of the month. We're meant to pay for my rent. And if we're not on good terms, that the rent might not be made. So it's very, very important to also equally preach the empowerment of women and not to have to, like, a dependency on men. But also we need to, like, get out of this thing of, like, bashing the broke brother, especially when you live in a country like ours where it's a very unequal society, and that can add on to the, like, mental burdens.
Yeah, I think the term broke is just a way of.
But it's been
generalizing.
weaponized. I
Yeah,
get
it's
it, but
been
it's been
weaponized.
weaponized.
No, true.
It's been weaponized,
Yeah.
like
I
broke
understand.
men, there's
Yeah.
broke men. And there is a sensitivity, and I understand it. I completely understand it.
And by the way, if you're rich, you can't say nothing about broke people.
Yeah.
That's just mean.
Yeah. but you see, there's a lot to say about men who intentionally just don't want to get out of the starting blocks, who
Yes.
don't do anything for himself. And those are the men that we refer to as broke men. There's that element that you talk about, and rightfully so. And
But a majority of them are in that element.
graduated brothers who sit there and who's really trying to make things for themselves.
Don't even
and
have to
they-
be a graduate, by the way.
I mean,
But like-
generalizing
So, yeah,
again.
yeah.
I
The
understand.
question was,
Yeah.
how do you define broke? What is
Yeah.
broke?
A woman can see a guy with no ambition from afar.
But is no ambition equals broke? Because you can
Yeah,
have
you can
a
have
job
money and
and,
have
and,
no
and have
ambition.
no ambition.
No, true. No, true. And
So
when
I think
say,
the better word would be a person with no ambitions.
Yeah, with
and
no
that,
ambition.
And that doesn't have to be
That's it.
more money. It can just be even in terms of, like, the well-being of the family,
Yes.
or how you want to grow with a person.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to all be monetarily. I will never come here and advocate for, like,
but you can't earn more than me. So leave it.
well, if your ego is bruised, I don't think I
Yes.
want to earn more than my partner either. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't.
Ah, yeah.
But if
should
I
put a
but if
filter
I
on
was
my
make
mouth.
Put
but if
your
I was
filter on.
making, like, probably, like, a lot of money per month, like, let's just say I had, like if I was earning a lot of money, I probably wouldn't mind it as much. But
I've Maria, and again, I've had instances in the past where I know of men whose either their girlfriends or their wives weaponize the fact that she earns more than him, or he's out of a job and she's the breadwinner. And
I've
how
heard that. Is it
yes,
true, though?
and it's so bad if you hear and there's a guy, one of the most prominent figures in Namibia, big sports star, who will remain nameless now, and his name will forever be ingrained, imprinted in Namibian sports history. I spoke to this guy, and out of respect for him, I will not mention his name. I sat with him in the gym one day in the steam room, and he was talking about this. You know what? At the time when I was making millions, and I was providing for my family, I never said a thing to my girlfriend or my wife about her not providing anything towards the household. But now...
But she's a very, very important role to play.
But now on the other side, now that I generate no income and I can't get myself out of this doldrums at this moment in time, I would hear this every day. Kyk hoe sit jy? Jy doen ook niks nie. Wanneer sal ons ooit regkom? Huh? So
Yeah, I've
if a
heard
man
about
hears
that,
stuff like that, you know what? It gets to you. And sometimes that level of power that certain women have, it's
I've heard of it. I've heard about it enough times to know that there is some truth to it. I don't want to be here and be like, women are not like that. Yeah. I've heard about it. I think for me it's different because I was raised in a different dynamic. Like my mother did earn more than my father, but you never knew it.
Is it?
You never ever knew it. Yeah, she was the medical doctor and he was the social worker, but you never knew it. So for me it's different, but I know for a fact that it happens because I've heard it enough times to know that you don't want to earn less than your woman because she will throw it in your face, or you don't want to be sitting at home.
Those kind of statements will drive a man to fish rod. Like, I gotta steal some money, man. This is not gonna work.
Fish rod is sophisticated. It wouldn't even bring it. That one is too sophisticated. But yeah, it could open you up to the life of crime. Yes, you are right. But I also think there are equally women that are very supportive of their partners.
Of course,
that are in that position.
Look, when me and my wife started seriously dating, right, I was not working. We were working on a project, like me and a friend of mine that we were working on. So for a full year, I made zero income.
Yeah.
Apart from the side gigs that I was doing here and there, everything else was paid for. My accommodation, everything is taken care of. But I'm not bringing in money. You understand? And she stuck by me because obviously, she was looking to the future.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were looking at, but apparently you saw something, and she stuck around. And look where we are now.
Yeah.
Like Mary is saying, there are a lot of women who are supportive.
Yeah.
There are also those who will be like, nee, my bro.
Not my cup of tea. Kasi some
This is not gonna work.
Yeah. But I guess that's what I'm saying. The empowerment element comes in because if you're empowered enough, if you can pay your bills as a woman, and you don't need, it is easier to love a person for who they are, not for what they can give you or what they can bring to the table. I think, and then you have more genuine connections.
Yeah.
But if you are obviously looking for,
but I do think that in a lot of men's cases, respect. What a man wants more is respect.
For me, that's a two-way street, my bro.
And then love.
Respect is literally for me a
No,
two-way street.
you're right. I believe it's
But
two-way street.
yes, but the problem is like a lot of men like demand that respect and they don't give it to you. They just don't give it to you.
No, I agree.
I
agree.
I respect you just by virtue of you being a human being.
Yes.
Of course, you can lose that respect with the things that you do, your actions or whatever it is that you say. But in general, you have it because you're human.
I think the worst thing
Coming
that a
from me.
man can tell a woman in any relationship, especially in a situation like this, is like,
I slept
if a
with
man
your
is
sister.
abusive,
Emotionally
abusive, and he knows that she is financially dependent on him. The worst thing I've heard some men would say is like, "Wantu sal jy gaan? You're nothing without me."
Yeah.
That ne,
Yeah.
woo.
That statement
Weet jy?
can backfire on you.
Hey, and it backfired so many times in our society.
Yes.
Waar toe
Almost
gaan
every-
jy?
because even if the person had no plans of going anywhere,
You
now
galvanize
you've just
someone.
ignited that little spark. It's like,
Exal Joe Vase.
so Jay Dung, like, I'm just stuck here with you.
Yeah, Exal Joe Vase.
You don't know Neville is in my DMs. You're gonna learn.
Read your comments, laat ons die maandag begin.
All right, Josephson is saying, Maria, if I said something bad towards you, Ombili Kume, but don't talk bad about Namibian men. Cool piece.
I wouldn't. Okay, just advice for you. Don't take it offensively when I talk about Namibian men. I talk it about collectively. And actually, if Namibian men held other Namibian men accountable, we would have less problems. So I talk about it. When I look at crime rates, I see a Namibian man. When I see all these offenders things, I see a Namibian man. So I do speak as a collective, not as an individual. So don't take it like if the shoe doesn't fit and what I'm talking about or describing about Namibian men doesn't fit you, don't take it so personal. I know even these guys have had to get used to me.
Yeah, but also mention the 7.
The 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that I shall-
The
I
League
shall
of
do.
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
A very rare pull, but
Sophisticated gentlemen.
Yes.
let me not poke Joseph by saying it's a very small pull. But anyway, let's continue.
But we also want to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By name.
Yes. Cake who's JT. Yeah, the most important thing is marry the partner that connects well with you and do projects together. Yeah, but in general, in any relationship, the more things you guys do together, as a couple, the stronger it makes your relationship, and the closer it draws the two of you together as well. Maria, you are my type of woman to associate with.
Who's that?
Felicity Gontes.
I knew it was a woman. That's why I was like, I wanted him to say it because you are clearing. That compliment can only come from a woman. Thank you, Felicity.
We must be strong, confident, and futuristic. We don't have to feel guilty for being ambitious. Ladies, look after your man when they are at their lowest, especially when they took care of you at their highest. Okay? Erwin, also, these are great topics here and good content. Y'all should find a way to table them and come up with some type of guidelines for the modern Namibian men and women, like a how to navigate through social issues guide.
I thought
but
I
we're
was
also learning.
sitting here in the studio with two morons.
Yeah, the two morons who are disrespecting teachers. I disrespected all of them, from Mr. Kauteda to Meneer Williams to Meneer Strauss. Seriously, guy.
That's not maklik.
Okay, the government failed just to give an approval. So painful. What was that? Oh, is it the isolation word from Walfish Bay? I saw Mr. Knowledge Ipinge was tearing into a couple of officials that he was calling to resign for having failed the people of his constituency.
Yeah, I think this morning he spoke about Peya. He said he wrote letters that were ignored. And
Peya Mushelenga.
Yes. Yeah, it's look, I hate that it's starting to feel like it's politicized, but I also know knowledge enough to know his heart is in a good place. And he genuinely comes from a genuine care for the people in the Rongo region. So I think like we just have to do better. That's ultimately what it is. Like, come together, find mechanisms, and then just do better. That's it. People deserve that. Otherwise, people are going to die, and people are really going to die in numbers.
Guys, this is the best comment I have seen this morning. Actually, I dare any of you to come up with a better comment in the next 3 minutes before we leave. It's from Ivo William Show. Neville, I'll make good on my word. Vra for Maria and Cubase, vet of pink gin.
Oh, yeah.
This guy deserves a plot.
Sorry. Let me just give clarity to this. Saturday night when I was busy braaiing, me and Mevrouw was busy with a braai. Ivor is a brother to my beerman, to my neighbor. So obviously, as we kuier, over the weekends, we do speak to each other over the wall. Sometimes I go over the wall, and then I end up staying there on the other side of the wall. So he said to me on Saturday night, you know what? He would love to give some samples to us to promote on our show, some gin samples, and he will make good on his word that each one of us will get a nice bottle of gin to take home. So Ivor, thank you very much.
So what's the bottles?
Nee, hy moet sê, laat ons die goed bring so we can...
Suki, wit of pink gin?
No, I love gin. I'll take any gin.
Don't you make it the color with the...
With the tonic?
With the tonic?
Yeah, maybe...
The pink tonic, right?
I don't drink gin, honestly.
I don't think does it come in... No, I think it's usually like water, right?
It looks... Okay. To give you a Wambu version.
No, I'm saying gin is... Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's gin, I think, generally is see-through. It's like water.
It's see-through, yeah.
Yeah, the color is with the tonics.
Yes.
I mean, I stand corrected. Please, the professional with the gin. Not that I want to talk about alcohol, but just help me out because I think I get it. Anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mix it with...
Why was that the best comment?
Because we are getting gin.
Yeah.
It's the only person who offered us anything this morning.
I thank you. I thank you.
May I wait for the gin to arrive before I take my hat off?
Bring, Ivor, kan ek net middagtyd na jou huis toe oorstap en go get our gin?
And 3 bottles, asseblief.
Nee, ons het nie gesê 3 nie.
Ons bly nie by een huis nie.
There are 3 bottles that we need to showcase on the show. And then there are other bottles that must be ours.
You know there are company policies against these things, right?
Yeah, what?
We cannot really receive gifts.
Apparently you get colored gin as well.
We must go declare them at HR.
Yeah, no, we'll declare them, but just showcase exactly.
And Natasha drank ook gin. So,
that's right.
Oh, yeah. You get colored gin as well, Maria.
Apparently, I just read that.
In what color is colored gin?
It's probably the pink.
What color is the Herrero gin?
There's only another color gin, and that's pink.
Yeah, it says no. Yeah, somebody says no, it comes in different colors.
Okay, I just know the pink one.
Isn't Bombay bluish, or is it the bottle?
No, it's just the bottle.
Oh, okay.
It's Bombay. Yeah, Bombay's gin, yeah.
It's a nice gin. But Gordon's...
Okay, Vedi Kayere is saying, I'm offering you guys free accommodation in Balfus.
That's all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Master.
Let's get out of here, guys.
Free accommodation in Wafish Bay.
Yeah, and also don't forget, guys, Kaufman is back this week, so him and Tatanawanes are going to be live from 12 to 1 on Informanté Radio. You can check that one out as well. It's called The Hour. We're going to be back tomorrow.
I would be willing to take the accommodation in Wafish Bay. Under one condition. That it's Aphrodite Beach as you enter Walfish Bay on the right hand. You probably must have seen Aphrodite Beach.
No,
it's beautiful. So if it's Aphrodite Beach, we'll come.
I say nope, it's Quizab Moon.
Nee. Julle wambus.
Of Keisab Moons was never say.
Play julle dam. Stel nie belang nie.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. We will be back in studio tomorrow morning, bright and early. Don't forget, you can, of course, always keep coming back to the Informanté Facebook page to keep yourself updated with what is happening in and around Namibia. We're out of here.
Sharp, guys.
Zylan.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Fridays.
The Morning Mix.
Show, guys.